Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. My name is Brendan, and as you can tell from the title of this video, I'm dropping out of Flatiron School. Now the paperwork won't be finalized till Monday, but I wanted to tell you why I'm doing it. Let's talk about it. As many of you know, I started this channel to cover my journey throughout the UX bootcamp at Flatiron School. About a month into the program, I was promoted at work from sales to a product designer, and so this kind of changed my trajectory as far as when I thought I would be going into product design. Now, many people attend boot camps to get a job, but this wasn't my goal in the first place. I really had two goals for the boot camp. One, I wanted to accelerate my learning in 2020 so that I would be a much better designer, and I wanted a large part of that to be because of Flatiron School. And secondly, I wanted to be pushed by my instructors and peers where I'd be receiving design critique and see my work in a new light. After spending 8 weeks in the program, 6 weeks in the first phase and the last 2 in the second phase, I came to a conclusion after taking a step back and evaluating my situation. First off, I wasn't learning any new concepts that I hadn't taught myself or found online throughout my own research and doing online courses for the past year to a year and a half. And secondly, the feedback that I was getting in phase 2 was nothing like what I was getting in phase 1. The big difference is in phase 1, it's a 6-week phase, and in phase 2, it's a 12-week phase. And after these 2 phases, you start to work on client-related work, so you're doing a lot more projects, and then you're going and finding a job. So for me, phase 2 had to be a really important phase for me to, make sure that this was going to be worth my time and money. Now, the feedback that I was getting in phase 1 was very detailed and actionable. And in phase 2, we had 8 assignments that we worked on when I was there. And there was some assignments I got a sentence, and literally I had no feedback in other assignments. So it wasn't worth it to me ultimately if I wasn't going to be pushed by my instructors, and coupling that with being surrounded by beginners, which isn't an issue and they're going to learn a ton. But for me, I thought that I would be surrounded with people that had some experience and some knowledge, at least a balance of both, and I would be able to learn from my peers, but I just wasn't getting that when I was put in my group. I was basically the instructor of my group, is basically how I felt. I was rather optimistic that things would pick up in phase 2 as we were going to be studying the UX process. In phase 1, I didn't really learn a lot, but I had good experience, so I felt like I'm just going to stick with it. But realistically speaking, it just felt like I was learning concepts that I had already taught myself, like I mentioned. And really, I knew what I needed to do after asking myself 2 simple questions. First, could I learn this information on my own, as I had already been doing for the past year or so? And the second question was, which would I regret more, dropping out of the program or remaining in the program and forfeiting 10% of my income, or $22,000 for the next 4 years? And it was very simple after that. Once I asked myself those 2 questions, I knew what I needed to do. I submitted to drop out, and the paperwork, as I mentioned, is still getting finalized. On Wednesday, I'm going to be putting out another video after the paperwork has indeed been finalized, and I can give my overall thoughts on the Flatiron UX program, as well as give you insights that you should know about before you apply. Next Sunday, I'm going to be talking about my goals for this channel in 2020. You definitely will not want to miss this video. I think it's going to be a super important video for you to see what's coming up on the horizon. I personally think that this channel is going to help me get to the goals that I have, which is to work with others and get better as a designer in 2020. And you're going to be a big part of that, so I don't want you to miss this upcoming video. I have big goals for 2020. I'll be filming 3 times a week, and I'll have 2 main things in mind. First, I plan on helping aspiring product designers learn the space as well as build their portfolios through this channel, while I also do the same. And secondly, as we're building up our portfolios, I want to build a community that we submit work to each other and we give each other design critique and help each other grow, because I truly feel that YouTube is a platform that can build that kind of a community where we can help each other grow. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future content. Leave any questions or feedback in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.